Yeah, Grand Rising. Welcome from the Netherlands. Yes, welcome. Yes, good morning from the Kootenays. How does anyone reach POTUS? Okay, here we go. Uh, this is how you do it. You get an envelope, and you just put down the White House, okay, and then it's Pennsylvania Avenue, whatever it is, and the White House has it right on their Google Earth, whatever it is. They got their address there, and just type it in there, handwrite it. You don't have to spend a lot of time on it, but I just want everybody to go, to President Trump, the White House, Pennsylvania Avenue, Washington D.C., right? And then just start, and then throw it in the mail. Just keep throwing it in the mail. And then just, put it down there and put it in big letters. Please free Tina Peters. She is innocent. She's a Gold Star mother that is innocent, that is being wrongfully tried and imprisoned, and she will die if you don't release her. That's all you have to say, and then maybe signature your name, where you're from, and then send it off. That's all you have to do. Okay. Now, I want to say a couple of things here, and I will try to get through this. America has been functioning under the interim martial law government headed by President Trump, okay? SCOTUS has no authority under a wartime president. Only Trump. Only Trump has the authority. And he has been preparing doing under this Powers Act, the global new currency, okay? Now on corporate, the corporate veil has shattered, okay? That's all the corporate operators, the hospitals, that whole corrupt satanic system has failed, okay? And the corporate veil has shattered when Trump signed executive order that restored the constitutional sovereignty. And I'm just going to go through this a bit. Okay, Trump signed the Gesara into law, marking the beginning of the greatest financial and political shift in modern history. As of Wednesday, October the 1st, 2025, the privately run foreign bankers in U.S. Corporated, okay, that's worldwide, it's not just United States, has been defunded, okay? Meanwhile, Trump legally put in the restored currency and started implementing that. That's why there's a separation between the old central banks and the new redemption centers. The redemption centers are going to be popping up maybe right alongside of the banks, and they're going to be operated and run by the military. Okay, and then it says in place that was based on the original concept of the Constitution. Okay, every major broadcast network, social media platform, and communication grid under the military will be under the military supervision, controlled through the new Starlink satellite system. Okay, so I just wanted to throw some of that out there just so everybody knows that where we're going with this. There is so much going on behind the scenes that it's hard to get our heads around everything. And like I said, there's a lot of people out there, if they don't see it, they don't believe it. Okay, well, yeah. Morning, Julia. It's over. Yeah, phone the White House. That's a good idea. Very, very good idea. That's easy enough to do. We need to free Tina Peters. We need to free the Gold Star mother because she's physically in harm's way. Yes, beautiful family we have. It's a soul family, and we are worldwide. No, and we're not a cult. We're a movement. We're a movement of light. Humanity's at its finest. Yes, We have truth and God on our side. Live in Cayman Islands. Do we get QFS? Absolutely. Everybody everybody on the planet will not be missed. Okay, it's only the dark elements and the people that want to live in the gutters that will not be involved in this new wealth transfer. I thought the government was not going to open up. The government, this is a lot of stuff that's going on right now. It's part of the movie that's going on right now. But I can assure everybody out there, anybody that was running this mock, I have a list of people that have been basically arrested, tried, and executed. And it's a huge list. And those are the top main players. This goes into the thousands. And I mean, there's people that, they had people, if you ever noticed that, say Mitch McConnell, just say, for example, he's standing there like some kind of a mannequin, with eyeballs looking like a deer in headlights, not knowing where he was. And of course, he had a handler right behind him. Okay. Well, he's been arrested. He's gone. And somebody else has gone in his place. I mean, here you got, a dummy that's so stoked up on drugs and whatever, he doesn't even know where he's at. And then, of course, they got the handler there. Well, the handlers are caught too, okay? So, they tried to replace, the deep state tried to replace, after they were caught and tried and arrested and whatever, they tried to replace them, with other, people that looked like them. And that's the game. That's not really the game. That's the war that has been going on. And the white hats are just as guilty of it, because they're not going to put anybody out there that is not, that is really the true person. Okay, it's like Charlie Kirk. Okay, that wasn't him. They had to put a body double out there and maybe an actor to fake all that. I mean, I completely agree with Michael Jaco on that. That everything is fake out there, and they're basically making all this simulation, all this movie acting, so everybody thinks that life is as normal as can be, and there's nothing happening behind the, nothing happening anywhere. And this is why you're having such a cognitive dissonance of people out there that don't know what's going on, think everything's normal, and think we're crazy. Just because we have, just because we have critical thinking and we can see through the bullshit, they're blaming us, for being, being crazy, thinking that all this stuff is all made up. Yeah. They body double. Yeah. Obama on Veterans Day. Yes, exactly. They're all body doubles. They're all gone. They started these arrests and executions back in 2017 when all this shit went down. They already had the dirt on everybody. And then they just basically solidified it. They needed to get more, and that's why Trump stepped back in 2020 and let them basically hang themselves with all the corruption and bullshit that they were doing. I mean, the only reason why, the borders were open or whatever, it was kind of like a controlled demolition, right? But these Democrats, the only way that the Democrats could get in was to cheat on the election and then bring in all kinds of illegals and make them vote for the Democrats, and then by paying them off. And now that the well has gone dry, and you're going to see many illegals head back because they're not getting paid no more, and they rather be in a warm climate, probably where they come from, in a situation, and they're probably having a free ticket back. They probably made that choice and got on the plane themselves. Welcome, England. Yeah. Trump has done amazing things. And yeah, there might be at least 4 Trumps, and maybe the deep state might have a couple out there, whatever's happening. There's people out there that that are really connected. They basically, there are journalists out there that are in danger. There's all kinds of stuff that's happening right now because these criminals can't hide anymore. You know, and they're I don't know what their motivation is. Why don't they just give themselves up? And ask for a reprieve and forgiveness and all this other stuff, and at least maybe you'll get you'll get life with an easy or not an easy sentence, but an easy prison conditions. But they don't want to even do that. So I mean, they're suicidal. Yeah, don't. And when anybody that's going out there and buying currencies and stuff like that, don't do anything. Just go to your bank and buy whatever currency you're buying, whatever you can afford, and then wait for it to come through. Of course, at that time when you go to buy your monies, okay, whatever it may be, just remember to give them your email. And on your, so they can, when they make up your receipt that you purchased that money, they'll give it to you right there, and then they'll have your full name and address and plus your email on that receipt. And then you take that receipt, and that money is as good as in your hands once you have that receipt, and you just take that home. And then after a couple, 3-4 days, I don't know how long it'll take to get there, but then the money comes into the bank. And then they'll call you in or email you to say, come and pick up your foreign currency, right? And then you just go down and you pick it up, and it'll come in a package, right? And if it's a lot, don't make the teller count it all out. I'm sure it's going to be all counted there, and it really doesn't matter, but it's all going to be all accountable for, and just keep the package and everything, stick it under your arm, and go home and hide it somewhere. And just wait. There will be a revaluation. There has to be. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It has to be revaluated. All the currencies on the planet have to be reevaluated, because if it's not, we're going to be right back in the same spot as we were before. So, and our commander's not going to allow that. The Earth Alliance and the Global Alliance is not going to allow that. After all the hard work we've gone through, no. Every country on the planet is going to be treated fairly. Every country. Every person on the planet is going to go through the QFS, that if you're a good person and you did not get thrown on the dark side. Even with your jobs and stuff like that, you still have if you have a really ugly job, you'll have time to walk away from the bullshit that you're into now and get into church and ask for forgiveness. You don't even have to get into church. Just get down on your knees and apologize for everything that you've done and ask for forgiveness. All parties and politicians have clones. Absolutely. Thank you very much. Exchange providers, yours, because they are watching you scam people. Yeah. There is a lot of scamming going on, Brandy. And like I said, the Space Force right now, NSA, and all the data miners that are out there, don't think that we're not being monitored. Everybody's being monitored. Everybody's frequency is being taken. And I'm going to say one thing. With everything that's going to be coming down, when they do get that flash and anything that is happening out there, okay, they're going to, expose all this, and this basic scare event is going to be monitored based on how many people really have woken up. They're watching this very closely. They want to know how much humanity's ascended, because there's a lot of people out there that are pissed off. They know that the government's corrupt. They know that there's a lot of ugliness going on right now, and they're just waking up to this now. So everybody basically is having their own path, and this is what the Space Force is monitoring, because they want to know, when is it time? When's it time to, to basically get this thing rolling. So I don't think there's too much threat from the dark elements that are out there, or from the NPCs. All those NPCs, all they got is controlled nasty, harsh words to say. That's all they got. What's going to happen to Puerto Rico? It's going to be fine, Classic. It's Puerto Rico's doing okay. Global events going on. The global events are basically, this is all being kind of, with all this seismic stuff and everything, this is in God's hands now, with all this stuff going on. And I'm just kind of, I'm really kind of sticking my neck out there, by jumping on a like a A300 to go to my home in the Philippines at this time with everything going on. But and I know because there's earthquakes there, and they're talking earthquakes going to happen in Japan. But there's a lot of stuff going on there, with these seismic events that does affect. But you have to understand something here. I mean, I want everybody to know I've been through a lot in my lifetime, traveling around the world, and I know how equipment can work through challenging times. I was in the Osaka Shiba. Wasn't Shiba. It was Kobe, the Kobe earthquake. Everybody has to just type it in, Kobe earthquake, and just look at the old pictures of back there and see what happened there. I was there in those events. That's what I was building houses down there, Canadian homes down there in that area when that all hit. And I went through all that. So I know what these events and how destructive there before.